In 1985, a single action scene burned through over 10,000 rounds of blank ammunition, more than some small police departments used in a year. The set was chaos, and audiences couldn't get enough. Today, we're counting down the 10 most unforgettable 80s American action thrillers. Pure muscle, grit, and attitude, ending with the one that forever changed how Hollywood made action movies. Quick challenge. Which 80s action hero racked up the highest on-screen body count in one film? Post your guess in the comments. Bonus bragging rights if you know the exact number. Raw deal. What happens when you take Arnold Schwarzenegger's larger-than-life presence and drop him into the world of organized crime? Raw deal answers with fists, bullets, and a quiet sense of menace. Playing a disgraced ex-FBI agent given one shot at redemption, Arnold goes undercover in the Chicago mob. And the result is a lean, mean action machine. It's more subdued than his other 80s hits, but the stakes feel personal. The gunfights are sharp, the atmosphere is tense, and Arnold proves he doesn't need sci-fi or fantasy to dominate the screen. Even when you strip away the explosions, charisma and precision still win. Extreme Prejudice. Few films capture the brutal heat of the Texas-Mexico border like Extreme Prejudice. Nick Nolte plays a no-nonsense Texas Ranger caught between loyalty and justice when his old friend, now a ruthless drug kingpin, comes back into his life. Directed by action legend Walter Hill, the movie blends Western grit with modern firepower, building toward a shootout that's pure cinematic thunder. The moral lines blur, and every decision feels like a step closer to doom. It's the kind of thriller that makes you feel the dust in your lungs. In great action, the terrain is just as much a weapon as the guns. Code of Silence. What do you get when you take Chuck Norris and strip away the campy one-liners? You get Code of Silence, a lean, gritty cop thriller that even critics praised. Norris plays Eddie Cusack, a Chicago cop battling both a brutal drug gang and corruption within his own department. It's a rare 80s action film where the hero isn't just a human wrecking ball, he's smart, restrained, and relentless when it counts. The finale's warehouse assault blends precision shooting with bone-crunching close combat, proving Norris could deliver authentic tension. When you slow the hero down, the punches hit harder. The Delta Force. In the middle of the 80s, Chuck Norris led one of the decade's most patriotic action spectacles, the Delta Force. Inspired by real-life hijacking events, it mixes hostage rescue tension with full-throttle military action. Norris plays Colonel Scott McCoy, the kind of special forces leader who can infiltrate an enemy stronghold and be home in time for dinner. The pacing shifts from suspense to explosive payoffs with motorcycles, rocket launchers, and precise teamwork. It's unapologetically larger than life, but still grounded in a high-stakes rescue mission. Sometimes the best action is built on a ticking clock and a clear mission. Nighthawks. Before Stallone became a global box office titan, he delivered Nighthawks, a cold, paranoid urban thriller. He plays Detective Deke Da Silva, a streetwise New York cop assigned to hunt down an international terrorist, played with chilling precision by Rutger Hauer. The film trades sunny shootouts for shadowy streets, gritty subways, and a cat-and-mouse tension that feels ahead of its time. Stallone shows range here, balancing action with a controlled, almost weary performance. The final rooftop confrontation is pure pressure cooker cinema. In the right hands, silence can be as deadly as gunfire. We're halfway through the countdown, so here's your mission. Drop your personal top 3 80s action thrillers in the comments right now. No peeking ahead. And if you want to see more hard-hitting countdowns like this, smash that like button. It tells us you want more of these lists.
Holy fuck.
Above the Law. Steven Seagal didn't just debut with Above the Law, he detonated onto the action scene. Playing a former CIA operative turned Chicago cop, Seagal fused real martial arts techniques with gunplay and procedural grit. The film's plot dives into political corruption, covert operations, and betrayal. But it's the brutal, bone-snapping fight scenes that made audiences take notice. Seagal moves with a calm, clinical precision that made his brand of action instantly recognizable. In action thrillers, precision can be more intimidating than raw power. Commando. When you think of peak 80s action excess, Commando sits at the top of the pile. Arnold Schwarzenegger plays John Matrix, the retired Special Forces colonel whose daughter is kidnapped by mercenaries. What follows is a one-man siege packed with relentless shootouts, hand-to-hand fights, and explosive demolitions. Arnold barely breaks a sweat while taking down an entire private army. And he does it with a mix of brute force and tactical skill. The movie's pacing is pure adrenaline, from the jungle infiltration to the lawnmower-worthy body count. Sometimes the best plan is overwhelming force executed with zero hesitation. Lethal Weapon. Buddy cop thrillers existed before Lethal Weapon, but Mel Gibson and Danny Glover rewrote the rules. Gibson's Martin Riggs is an unhinged, lethal sharpshooter. Glover's Roger Murtaugh is a by-the-book veteran counting the days to retirement. Together they take on a dangerous heroin smuggling ring in Los Angeles, mixing tightly choreographed action with emotional stakes. The freeway chases, rooftop standoffs, and brutal fistfights still hit hard today. But what really elevates it is the partnership, a mix of clashing styles and begrudging respect. Great action isn't just about bullets, it's about the people firing them. First Blood. Before Rambo became an unstoppable one-man army, First Blood introduced him as a haunted Vietnam veteran just trying to survive. Stallone plays John Rambo with a mix of quiet intensity and explosive ferocity, turning a small-town arrest into a full-blown manhunt in the Pacific Northwest. The film's tension builds as Rambo uses guerrilla tactics, traps, and raw survival skills to outwit an entire police force. It's less about body count and more about the cost of war, making the action hit even harder. The deadliest weapon in action isn't firepower, it's experience. Die Hard. Few films have redefined a genre like Die Hard. Bruce Willis's John McClane isn't a muscle-bound Superman. He's an everyman cop trapped in a Los Angeles skyscraper taken over by terrorists. Armed with wit, grit, and a pistol, McClane takes on Hans Gruber's crew one floor at a time. The tension is relentless, the pacing surgical, and every win feels earned. It's a masterclass in contained, high-stakes action, with quips sharp enough to cut glass. In the best thrillers, the hero doesn't just survive, he adapts and he wins. From Rambo's survivalist grit to McClane's skyscraper heroics, the 80s action thriller was more than bullets and explosions. It was about heroes pushed to their limits and finding a way to win. These films didn't just entertain, they shaped how action is shot, paced, and remembered today. And here's the best part. The 90s took that formula and cranked it even higher. So if you're ready for the next evolution of high-octane cinema, stick around, because that list is coming soon. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it.